Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been getting a lot of news, both from the Western media and the Chinese media, about this coronavirus that started in Wuhan. Up until the weekend, there was only 60-some people that were sick, and they were mainly in Wuhan. Over the weekend, it's spread. It's tripled in size. The number of people is just over 200 people that have been infected by the virus now. Okay, and it's spread. It's in Beijing. It's in Shanghai. It's in Shenzhen. It's in Guangzhou. It's in Japan. It's in Thailand. Where else was it? Japan, Thailand, and South Korea. So it's starting to spread out. And why is this such a big problem at this time of the year? Well, the Lunar New Year is just beginning. The holiday is just beginning. And what that means is like 1 billion Chinese are moving around the country. The people in Wuhan are heading home to the farms for Chinese Lunar New Year. Okay, they go home and they spend time with their families. If anybody's infected, they're going to take it with them. They're going to meet other family members from other areas of China, and they're going to take this virus back to those other areas of China. This could be a big problem, not only in China, but around the world, just for the fact that a lot of the people in China use this time for their vacation because it's like 10 days off. So they travel to Thailand, yes, they travel to Japan, and South Korea, and Canada, the United States, Australia, Europe. You can see where this thing could be. This could cause problems here in the very near future. This coronavirus, there's only been 7 coronaviruses. This is the 7th one ever detected in the world. So there was 6 up until this Wuhan virus was discovered in. They found it. They figured that it came from a fish market and was transmitted to human by a fish. So animal to human transmission. Okay, well, so they shut the fish market down and they cleaned everything up and they figured, okay, that's it. No, that's not the way it worked. Because this coronavirus is one of those viruses that can be human-to-human transmission also, and that was confirmed by the hospital in Beijing here just, I think yesterday or on Sunday. It's Tuesday now. On Monday, they said that over the weekend, the cases have tripled. Tripled. Yeah, okay. I know that this, because I've been down this road before. When I met my wife in August of 2003, that was the middle of the SARS epidemic here in China, and it was based in Guangzhou and Guangdong province. It was sort of the epicenter of the whole thing, and I flew right through there on my way to Nanning. When I got to Hong Kong, this could have changed my life. So I get to Hong Kong, and I was still a smoker, so get off the airplane, I go outside in Hong Kong August 1st, it's hot, it's hot. So I go outside and have a smoke, and then I come in and I go right through the heat detector, and they red flag my ass and send me over to the corner to check me out, seeing if I've got a fever and stuff like that. If I did have a fever, you're not going into China. Now, what they're doing is they're setting up these heat detectors to check for people having temperatures, fevers, in all of the airports everywhere. Like and this is happening in the States. This is happening in Canada. This is happening in South Korea, Japan, and all of Southeast Asian countries, because they want to try to keep this thing from spreading any more than it already has. I was watching a clip on the news here today. An airplane leaving Shanghai airport had medical personnel on board in hazmat suits checking every passenger for a fever before they would let the airplane go. This is how seriously they take this, and it's a pretty serious thing. The SARS epidemic in 2003 killed 754 people around the world, and it went into a couple dozen different countries. And this one seems to be spreading even quicker. And it just started at the end of December. So what is it, the 21st of January now? So about a month, and 200 people have been infected. I don't know how many people are in critical condition or in serious condition. 3 people have already passed away because of it in China here. The first foreigner in Phuket, Thailand, was a British guy, 32 years old, came down with the Wuhan virus. Doing a trip around Southeast Asia, bang, you're sick. Yeah, there's a good vacation. So it's not just in China. It's in a bunch of countries. Well, 3 other countries that they've found it in. I was talking to a lady, a friend of ours, in Nanning City this afternoon, and she was giving us masks because here's another one. You don't know how serious it is until you go try to buy face masks in Nanning, China. They're all sold out. We had to go see one of our medical professional people that sort of work at a hospital, and she gave us a whole bunch of masks to wear when we're around other people. And she said that they have suspected cases here in Nanning also. So we're not seeing the full picture of this yet, and it's going to unwind. And it's one of those things that you can feel the fear in China right now because of this virus and what it can do, because the Chinese people remember the SARS virus. Oh, and then so 2003, I was here in the middle of the SARS virus, and then I think it was 2007 or 2008, the H5N1 bird flu. I remember being in Bobai, and we're eating at a picnic table outside in Bobai, and the epicenter of the bird flu is in Vietnam, like 400 kilometers away from where we were in Bobai. And there's chickens running all around underneath the table over eating and stuff like that. So really nobody took it seriously. It's not that they don't publicize it, because Xi Jinping went on news last night at 7 o'clock to alert the public of what was going on. It's not like something that they're going to hold back on, not something that they're not going to tell their public about. If he comes out and he says something about it and saying, beware of this, try to nip this in the bud, you better believe they think it's a serious problem. Another thing that I find a little disturbing is since this virus was detected in late December of last year, but that's like not even a month ago, 14 health workers that have been helping people with this virus have come down with the virus. Yeah, human to human transmission, and that's a scary thing. I go back to this Lunar New Year, and everybody's moving all over the place and all over the world. Like Chinese travel. Chinese are the biggest population of travelers in the world. They go to more places, and that's scary, because if they're taking that virus with them to places like Canada, Europe, the States, Australia, why it could turn into a pandemic overnight, right after the Chinese New Year, because there's so many people going in so many different directions inside the country and outside the country. That's a scary thing right now. Another thing that I find really scary about this virus is it's the closest virus to the SARS virus there is in the world. And so you got SARS and you got this coronavirus, the Wuhan virus, and they're basically the same virus, only this one's a new one. It's new, so they really don't have a vaccine. They don't know how to treat it. There's a lot of different things that they don't know yet because it's so early. They don't even know the mortality rate of this virus. They really don't know a lot about it right now. All they know is it's a coronavirus, and what a coronavirus does is it attacks the host, it multiplies as fast as it can, and then tries to move to another host, and this just keeps going on until you seclude it or segregate it from being able to spread to anything, and let it work its way through that host and either it kills you or it doesn't. It's scary, eh? Symptoms are actually the same as the SARS virus, you know, respiratory distress, coughing, shortness of breath, tightening of the chest, you know, things like that. So it's basically the same, but it's new. The government has come out in China and says, if you don't have to touch an animal, a live animal, don't. If you're cooking your meat or eggs, cook them well. Make sure that that it's cooked really well, because it can't be spread through cooked meat or eggs, whatever, poultry, eggs, you know what I mean. They're saying that you know, exercise, eat a little bit, not a lot, don't get lethargic, you know, don't get fat, I guess is what they're saying. Wear face masks. Wash your hands every time you touch something. If you're out in public, or try not to go out in public as much as you possibly can. Stay away from other people. It's one of those scary feelings are out there in the government already, and it's not just the Chinese government. I read where Canadian hospitals are ramping up, American hospitals are ramping up, Australian hospitals are ramping up, because they've all dealt with the SARS virus and they know what could be coming down the tube at them, and they want to be ready for it this time more than they were last time. So I guess what I'm saying is the fear is out there, and it's one of those things that we really don't know how it's going to work its way through the system. Living here in China, it's a scary thing for well, all of us living here in China, because we really don't know what we're up against right now. So the fear is real here. It's surreal, actually. I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on this one when we have more information and we know more about what's going on with this Wuhan virus. Yeah, so stay tuned for the part 2 of this video, I guess. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell, and don't forget to resubscribe. Bye now.